Yeah, good news for y'all. I am at the Farm Connection, one of my favorite places to be. And as promised, I've talked about this in the podcast over and over and over again. People have been asking, where do we get our seeds? Where do we get all this stuff? Well, the place I was telling you about before, you don't have 2 months to wait for it to arrive. But right here at the Farm Connection, not only do they have a better blend, it's pimp approved. Well, I'm with the owner and proprietor out here at the Farm Connection. And by the way, if you're going to the Homesteaders United Jamboree, she's going to be there and she's going to have a look. She's the only one I know around here that carries nitrogen fixers and all the things you need for a permaculture orchard. So you're going to want to be there, and you're going to have something. You're going to have something ready to sell, right?
We got lots of nitrogen fixers coming.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But here, full of nitrogen fixers, and you got a long list of everything that's in here. All you folks out there that are hitting me up like, hey, I just started this orchard, I just started this food forest, we got our, this and that, we don't have a ground cover. This is what I'm using from here on out for a ground cover for every emerging, look, you can even use it in your pasture as a pasture mix. Wait till she talks about what's in here, and you're gonna realize this stuff is good anywhere. Why don't you give them a rundown of what's in this seed mix, because folks, I'm going to keep, everybody that keeps asking, this is where I'm going to send you, and I'm going to keep talking about it in the podcast. But why don't you give us an overview of what you got in this thing, because it's like everything in the kitchen sink.
Yeah, it's over 50% clovers. So there's the white clover, crimson clover, red clover, and sweet yellow clover. So that's the bulk of the mix there. And then there's a lot of the carrot family in there, which is great for bringing in the pollinators, and especially the little parasitic wasps that are really beneficial for a lot of reasons in the orchard and food forest.
Oh, yeah. So
about a third of that mix is going to be carrot family, which is also edible, and you might be able to get some herbs and things out of it too. So we're real excited about this mix. Also just the flowers, and there's some really beautiful flowers in there. So what's a food forest without being able to walk through and enjoy all the flowers?
You know what's really cool about it too is that most of what's in here is perennial.
That's right.
So once it's in there, y'all, you don't have to keep reseeding, and it has all the things for all those beneficial insects out there. And I'm glad you brought up the parasitic wasps, because even though you see them flying around, they look scary, they do incredible things in the garden. In fact, I could do a long video over that. So Farm Connection's where you're going to want to go to get some of this stuff. But you got other things that we came out here for. Folks, I am as happy as a puppy with 2 Peters right now, just because of this alone. You're calling it the Beneficials blend, right?
That's right, yeah.
Well, on the podcast, I'm going to call it the Pimp Mix, because permaculture is my passion, and this has everything in it that I've been looking for. But also at that time of year, Michelle has a bunch of fall starts that aren't yet ready, but you got some that are.
That's right, yeah. We really specialize in offering fall starts at the right time. So now is the time to get the broccolis, the cabbages, the Brussels sprouts, the collards in the ground for the fall, and we got the full suite.
That's what I'm talking about, y'all. We're going to go buy some stuff out of here. We're going to take it home. And remember that instant garden we told you about a while ago? We said we were going to wait a couple of weeks. It's time. So let's go shopping.
Yeah, it's another brassica. It's like the apple of vegetables. So you can just...
All right, Allison, I see a lot of new stuff in here. What are we looking at?
You said nitrogen fixers, so I got them.
Yeah.
Here we go. We started all these from seed. So we've got 3 different species of false indigo, the amorpha species. So not only the tree kind, but we got the shrubby kinds. Should be better for chopping drop in the food
You know
forest.
what's really cool about that too is that for all of you people out there looking for that 7 layers, the ones I got from you before were basically an understory. It could be an overstory depending on what you got to do. Now that you got shrubs, there's your shrub layer squared away too. So when you got that tree in the middle and a blueberry flanked on either side, now you can have the shrubs on the other side. That's a winner. What else you got?
Yeah, we're going in with all the baptisias here. So we even have some rare native species of baptisias. So we can grow nitrogen fixers, but we can also help preserve native species too. So there are 4 species of wild indigos, the baptisias here.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then, sorry.
No, don't. You know what's so beautiful about this is that I don't know of any other nursery. And we are in a place where permaculture, everybody knows what permaculture is around here.
Yeah.
But there isn't a single nursery anywhere around that carries what you have in terms of everybody's looking at what you can eat, but you're failing, and I'm not talking about you folks, I'm saying in general, everybody thinks about the things they can look at and they look beautiful, or the things that they can eat, they don't realize that these nitrogen fixers harbor all of the wonderful beneficial insects that are going to protect the other things you do eat. So that requires you not to even have to go out there and go get a bunch of drugs and chemicals to put on your stuff.
Yeah.
As you're on a roll. I'm so excited. I'm just gonna stand back. You do your thing.
You're good. Some of the other ones we've got, so we've got this native astragalus species. It's got pretty poor germination, but we've got some of them coming up. It's called the ground plum. So it's even got a little edible pod, kind of like a pea, that you can eat, and it also fixes nitrogen. I'm assuming it's going to have some medicinal qualities too, because it's in the astragalus family.
And you said it's what color?
Ground plum. They'll ripen to a purple color, but when you want to eat them, they're green still. Wow.
So I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of cool anthocyanins in there. And I'm saying that big word. I don't even know what it means, but I know that it's good for you.
Very good. There's the native lespedezas. So there's 2 different species of those. That everybody's really familiar with the invasive lespedeza, and it's a great nitrogen fixing plant. So we're going with the native ones here. We're going to try to get more of those out.
Now, the cool thing about these lespedezas, there's 2 species. One of them, like you said, is very invasive. And a lot of people use it in the South, especially to feed their sheep and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But there's another version of it that isn't so, it's more of the natural thing that, is going to do just fine. So I'm glad to see you rocking and rolling with all that.
Yeah. And then my favorites, we've got some senna here as well. We've got some lupines. Those will be really nice flowers. The senna makes really a lot of biomass. But I'm really excited about these prairie clovers and the Illinois bundle flower. So these 3 species right here in particular, the purple prairie clover, the white prairie clover, and the Illinois bundle flower, are very highly palatable to livestock, and they're also really high protein. They're all over 20% protein. So they make lots of biomass, they're fixing nitrogen, and they're highly palatable. So we'll be putting this in our grazing mix for you that we'll get to you later.
You see why this is one of my favorite places to go? Plus, please note, I'm out here sweating like a runaway slave, and you don't have a single drop. So she's out here busting her butt all day long working in this thing, totally adapted to what is definitely over 100 degrees, but you're rocking and rolling. I think people are going to lose their minds when they see what you got going here. Hey, on another note, regarding those seeds, you do ship, right?
Yes, we are set up to ship. We're going to be, seeds are easy to ship. We're definitely shipping seeds. We're also going to be shipping plants this fall. So we'll be able to get a lot of these plants that are already started out to the audience as well.
That's what I'm talking about. We're just going to keep driving on. Look, the initial impetus for this video was to come out here, show you all the cool stuff we get from a very cool person that we've been able to be friends with and make really great relationships with. Guess what? This whole thing just changed because I want everybody out there, and just because I know somebody's going to ask, well, you're getting paid for this. I get nothing, y'all. The only satisfaction I get is knowing that there is somebody that is literally a stone's throw away from me, where I can go there and get what I need for all of the emerging food forests and the orchards that I got going. And it's also a place where you can go too. And honestly, the seed, check this out, y'all. I about lost my mind the other day when I was here because she invented a new seed mix that is totally different from the one you talked about, but you guys are going to have to wait for that. We're going to come back and do another video on that. But you got another seed mix that I found even more exciting. And for all the copycats out there, I'm not even going to give a hint, because when you told me what it was for, it knocked me out, y'all. And don't worry, we're going to cover that one at a later date. We'll wait till you're ready. But as you were, let's drive on. We're just going to keep on talking about what you got here because people need to know.
Yeah, well, this is our native nitrogen fixer selection. We got full 2 tables of it here. So, and we've got a few larger plants as well, but we'll have some more tree species coming in later too. Now,
you were selling bare root nitrogen fixers out there in buckets, all of which, by the way, that I bought. All of it, I think it was false indigo that I bought from you. Every last one of them came in, and Michelle, you can just give a nod with the camera there. Our dog ran through, chewed off. I don't know what he was thinking. It was probably her dog, not mine, because he's the greatest Pyrenees. Yeah, she's back there denying it. But the fact of it is, he chewed that thing plumb off to the bottom, but it also shows just how robust these things can be. So when you do coppice it or you pollard, these things are meant to take abuse, and they will come back.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's the
we
gift
find
that
that
keeps
in the
on
pots too, and when our dog chews off the tree in the pots,
Oh, see,
it sprouts right back up.
you notice
too.
it was her dog, not Ian's dog. That's her husband. Yeah, it was her dog. What else we got out here?
We've really been honing in on native species a lot. So a lot of this here is seed grown native species, a lot of medicinals that can be used for herbal preparations. So we're experimenting with putting a lot of medicinal natives in our food forests. They can be protector species, they can be pollinator species. So we just keep on getting excited about native plants and bringing those to the people too.
And I'm telling you what, y'all, if you got a question regarding anything, there was a couple of apple trees I bought from a couple of years ago, and she's too modest to tell you, but she's a whiz and she's wicked smart. And you ask her about anything regarding any of the stuff she has out here, she's a walking encyclopedia regarding all these things. Where I'm a big picture guy, she can sit here and tell you, bam, 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 it does this, 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 and this. And from a permaculture lens, that is very valuable to somebody like me, to have a resource like her that you can reach out to and say, hey, here's the issue I'm having. I got this blank space in my food forest or my orchard. I need to get it covered. I need to get it squared away. And believe me, she'll get you a hopping and popping. Do you take any phone calls about that sort of thing?
We do, yes, and our team is growing too. So we've got our greenhouse managers just getting ready to be certified permaculture designer. So we're kind of building up our team so that we can continue to provide service even when it's not myself or Ian that's helping everybody.
You know, it's really cool too, and she ain't gonna tell you, but I will. She was voted #1. Tell them. Go ahead. You can tell them.
We were voted the best of Asheville for Nursery and Garden Center.
And they're not even in Asheville. Yeah, they're up by me. So anyway, but they were still voted the best. But not that really means a whole lot at the end of the day as a permaculture designer, and to all the other emerging, budding, or experienced permaculture designers out there that are wondering, man, I don't know where to go to get all this stuff. This is one-stop shopping right here. Now that you got the seeds, you got the nitrogen fixing trees, shrubs, ground cover, you name it. Folks, I can't think of a better place. Like I said, there is nothing I get out of this other than letting all of you know that they are the only people I know of in a place where permaculture is second language to most people around here that has the stuff I know you need for your orchards and your food forests and your gardens and everything else. So we're constant customers, and we're going to be. So go check them out, y'all. You're going to be glad you did. How does everybody get a hold of y'all out here?
Our website's a great place. You can send inquiries through the website. Also, our phone number and contact information is on Google.
And you're going to be shipping bare roots again this year?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, so that's another good place where all you people were hitting me up saying, look, you can find Bin Laden easier than you can find trees right now. Remember the only one last year that was able to have any? This is who I told you to go to. So you're going to be glad you did. Look, y'all, Farm Connection is the place we go for all the things that we don't grow or don't start, or frankly, there's a lot of us right now that got more time than money. Okay, if you can go out and make your own starts and plant them, fine. But if not, this is the place you can go to find those things that I know you can't find anywhere else, especially that doggone seed mix. So folks, on behalf of Allison, Michelle, who's back there holding the camera, his arm's probably going to fall off right now because she's been holding it for so long. This is Billy from Perma Pastures Farm, where permaculture is my passion. We'll see y'all next time.
So you mentioned affordability, and I just wanted to point out, Billy, that we grow these plants and we're selling them for $4. And what we're going to be doing is, if we're going to be putting together packs of them, a meadow pack or a food forest pack, or if you buy 12 or 16 quantity, that will give a discount for a larger quantity. So we understand growing food and medicine should be affordable, and we 100% believe that, and we're trying to follow through